you did it. And you did it until they confessed.
At 11:50, Lucas was at the club. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It was them two.
The kids did it.
He had a cigarette. Hello guys, it is Antoinette back with another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing a very special game thing. I've seen this all over Target and TikTok, and I was like, I want to do it for a video because it seems fun. I don't know how easy it'll be, but this is also my niece Asia. You guys have seen her in several videos. This is a detective murder mystery case file game. We have to solve the mystery, we have to solve the case, and it's like a file folder, as you can see. It says, assignment. We are glad that you have this case file in your hands. You are not limited to the contents of the file, and you can use any object from the world around you that you think might help pin down the criminal. If you need more information about one of the suspects or witnesses during your investigation, check both the contents.
You're the detective to decide who will be convicted in this case. Make your decision carefully. Consider the possible motive, needs, opportunity, or other risks.
Once all the evidence is gathered and reviewed, a detective must determine who committed the murder of Joseph Bremer, along with how, when, where, and why. Once you and your detective unit, which is us, have a unanimous decision, goes to the crime lab to answer your accusation. So that was like the instructions paper and everything. I guess somebody died, got killed.
What?
This is the suspect evaluation form. So clearly we need a pen. And here are the criminal files. Let me go find a pen. Okay, we're gonna open the case files. Let's see what we got. More information. Hello, stranger. My name is Carl Nobeck. The police are charging me with a crime I did not commit. Somebody is trying to frame me, even though I was just doing my job. I just saw the fire and took a few pictures of it. I earned my living like any other journalist, but when I took the pictures, I did not know that someone was inside the house. The owner of the house was killed in the fire. It looked like an accident, but my curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to follow up in order to find out who might have wanted Joseph dead. It turned out that quite a few people were possible suspects. Unfortunately, I cannot write about it anymore. While I was searching for evidence, the police concluded that I had set the house on fire. My constant interrogations annoyed the policemen, and they decided to get me out of the way. I'll give you all the evidence that I managed to collect so far. I pray to God that all of the materials related to this case will fall into the right hands, and I hope you can find the offender. Remember, it was definitely not me. Good luck. Yours, Carl Nobeck.
It was Carl Nobeck.
I don't know. Let's see.
Because why would you just say it was definitely not me?
Right.
Like, that's suspicious.
We have a notebook. I mean, not notebook, newspaper. We have suspect pictures. This is Ears Fisher.
There's nobody can solve all problems himself. Fisher.
Lynn's Fisher. They look like criminals. Do they not?
No, they just look old.
Then this is Joseph Bremer.
But that doesn't equal criminality.
And then this is a picture of a burnt clock. Yeah, it was a fire. Okay, now that we have all those pictures, I'm gonna need to put my glasses on because I can't see.
Mom and Dad had a fight. He drove to Grandma's. She smells like medicine. I forgot my favorite Harry Potter. Mom drove to her appointment. She'll pick up the book on her way back. May 31st, Mom came back in the middle of the night. She smelled like petrol.
So gas.
Yes, this is a British game, clearly.
Okay, so we have a diary note from, I guess, one of the kids. Who the hell is Mitzi?
Ain't from no kid. They ain't gonna trick me. This is from an adult. They wrote this out like it was a thing. Like, so
Missy must be
Mitzi. Obviously a crush, maybe. I don't know.
No, or Missy could be who the daddy was cheating with.
Peter Bremer. Okay, so obviously she's related to Joseph Bremer, right? In here, and it says best friend from.
Can you see that?
Joseph Bremer. It says, Dear Rita. Oh, this is from Joseph. No, this is from Alma.
Who the hell is Alma?
Oh my goodness. You once slept with a married man. I think Alma is Joseph.
We need to write down all these people's names. So we got Carl. We got who else?
We have Ears.
Alma. How do you spell her name?
A-L-M-A.
Okay.
We have Lynn's. We just gonna call him Lynn's for now. And then we have Joseph. And then Frida. You once slept with a married man and ruined his family, didn't you? Do you dare to believe back then that he'd be faithful to you forever? We had a very good time together, you know, a really great time, but I don't need him anymore. Take him back and shove it. Is that I or Jay? I have a small request for you. When Joseph visited me last time, he forgot his charm, your present. Could you please give it back to him? Regards, Alma. So,
the charm.
Alma is the mistress. Rita is the wife of Joseph.
I definitely just spelled mistress wrong, but it's okay. Okay, so our next clue, if you want to adjective this right, is this piece of paper that looks like a prescription for Walter Sievers. He lives in Alderstein, wherever that is.
So if we just don't find out and we just want to know the answer, then like how do we
Just probably Google it.
online?
He got a anti-stress injection, 0.5 milliliters on 12/5/2017. Whoever Walter is, why do we have his prescription? So I'm gonna write Walter's name down. I don't think we're being very good detectives.
Joseph is dead. So Joseph is.
He can't be a suspect.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna cross him off.
But he could have killed himself. We don't know. He was cheating on his wife. She could have been trying to take everything from him.
Okay, this next piece, is this English?
Let me see.
It's a strip of paper.
No, well, it's
we don't have any gloves because we're not real detectives. AHKJDJEL, like it's a series of letters. What the heck does that mean? You know, is it Morse code or something?
Morse code is sound like it's.
Well, I know what Morse code is,
yeah,
obviously, but I didn't know if like you can do it with letters.
No, you can't.
And then like
with
knock a
letters.
certain amount of time. So Carl Nobeck said he definitely didn't do it.
He lying.
We have Carl's notebook. Carl's notebook right here.
I don't even want to do it no more. I know Carl did it.
How?
Cause it was definitely not me. Good luck. Like he did.
Girl, this is all confusing. I know real detectives don't be like, you know what I'm saying? So Missy is a kid.
This is the house.
Oh, Bruna wrote this letter about Missy. She said, I love Missy. She smells like candy. So they had 2 kids, Mama, Dad, Bruna, and Missy. Okay, that helps me none. But we lovely to know that he didn't kill his wife and children.
Joseph.
Okay.
Okay, when did he supposedly die though? Because they have a timestamp right here on him.
May 30th.
And then May 31st, when she came back smelling like gas. Why she come back smelling like gas?
Who is this at the gas station?
She came back smelling like gas.
This is May 30th. I'm American, so also that was kind of confusing reading the date a little bit.
Nah, it was. These timestamps are terrible. I'm sorry, maybe that's just a game error, but 2031 is 8:00 p.m. and it's really bright outside. Something not right. These are
maybe
falsified.
It's summer. And who is this? Do he look like
that's
any
a
of these
man.
people?
I don't know. ADKB301. Maybe yeah, that's a man.
Adler Skiing Club. What's that?
On the night between May 20th and May 21st, brothers Fisher demolished the car of Bremer. They could have set his house on fire, but why? In the evening of May 20th, Bremer lost 100. Is that 100 or 100,000? 100,000 euro in a card game to Fishers. So this is not British, but most likely Irish because it's euro. I don't know. It's giving German.
The Fisher brothers destroyed Joseph's car. Is what Carl wrote in his notebook.
I lost 100,000 euro in a card game to Fisher. That's the motive. The brothers gave him 10 days to pay his debt. Trashed his car. Has been attempted to pay after the 10 days had passed.
So they did it.
What are these? Okay, it says cipher minus key equals sentence. A is supposed to be for 0. This is difficult. Ain't nobody really doing it.
Okay.
I think Carl killed him. There's no way.
The suspects that Carl wrote down was Lucas Bremer. Who was Lucas?
Ain't no Lucas. He wasn't important. Carl.
Walter Sievers, Alma, Frida, and Henrique Cat. And then he stopped writing. Oh, so yeah, we supposed to write in this notebook. You got blank pages for us.
German, other persons attending the hearing. There's a Magdalena.
So the bartender at the Adler's King Club heard a regular customer, Lucas Brenner, speak about his father at the bar. He told everyone how much he hated him and how disgusting he was. On May 29th, he said he was planning to play a prank the next day. He said the real fire would be sparked. What that mean? Yes, he did specifically use the word fire. I remember this perfectly well. He repeated the word multiple times. My witness reports written correctly. I confirm my statement with my signature below. Lucas is a suspect.
Who is Cat? As dear Mr. Bremer. I worked for more than 20 years as your personal driver, and today I was unexpectedly dismissed. All this time I thought I was not only a driver but also your friend. I can still remember how I drove you home after the divorce from your first wife. You were very sad at the time. Later, I drove you to the wedding ceremony with your second wife. You were very happy.
Damn.
I can also remember the day your second daughter was born. Bruna came with us. When we collected your wife from the hospital, you asked me to be Mitzi's godfather. Mitzi sounds important. Maybe she did it.
At 4 years old? Damn.
I mean, Accidents happen.
Okay, so what's this person?
I'm not finished. This is Enrique Katz.
So Henrique, his motive would be.
And after all of that, what happened today? I did not get an explanation or notice. An employee from Human Services caught me at work and forced me to return the car permit and the keys. He stripped me of those without saying a word. You know that I have 3 children, Damn. 1 son and 2 daughters. Damn. Now I cannot afford paying for their education. Dang. I still hope that my dismissal was a major misunderstanding. Should it not be the case, I kindly ask you to pay me a compensation of €2,600, which I am certainly at the very least entitled to.
Okay, so Henrique's motive is to kill him.
Yeah, rejected. And it says Bremer. And then this was rejected 28th May 2017.
Okay, so 2 days before. So I guess it didn't go through the mail.
3 days before. 3 days before. I think he died on the 31st.
So for Joseph, his motive would be he got fired without notice.
It says the laboratory diagnosis suggests blood deficiency anemia, cytopenic anemia, or a disruption of hemoglobin synthesis. Main cause is blood loss or low iron.
So Joseph was basically kind of sick.
It's harder when you ain't got people to just like say did it. Like, you know, in the shows, they take people and they be like, you did it. And you did it until they confess. But we gotta actually just like find out who did it from papers. And they talk about protocol of fire squad. Time of arrival, 12:22 a.m. Time of departure, 1:45. So why did the clock stop at 12:50? If this is the fire squad though, why did the fire squad if they were there?
Maybe that's the time they was able to get into the house.
Who is this Walter guy and why is he so? They keep telling me stuff about
I really feel like Joseph faked his death. Got his prescriptions before he faked his death. Walter Sievers set his neighbor Ralph Strauss' dog on fire. Nobody was injured. The suspect confessed and explained his actions as follows. The neighbor's dog barked and robbed him of sleep. The neighbor didn't react to Mr. Silver's complaint, so Walter set that dog house on fire. So clearly Walter liked to set shit on fire.
Henrique called the police. It says,
who is Henrique?
That's his driver.
So Walter has a home address. He lived next door to Joseph, and he said Joseph had constructed on his property without his consent. Walter's motive would be Joseph built a garage on his property. Okay, TT, wait. You hear me? It say combine 3 pieces of evidence which would clearly point to the time the fire occurred. Okay, so we have this one right here.
Yeah.
And what else would point to the time? And this is
Henrique may have done it, right? Because how you reporting a fire like 45 minutes before it happened?
So every 12 hours, Walter would have to take.
Who is Walter?
So the phone log, the photograph with Joseph Bremer.
Hold on. Yeah.
The burn clock and the police report.
It's 11:50. Are they 3 pieces? That is 11:50.
Yeah. And they said the police report. Oh, so it happened at 11:50. So Henrique, he didn't call too early.
Yeah, because I did that wrong. Cut that out. 11:50. Okay. Now let's see.
Okay. Well, where was everybody at 11:50?
This is his time, starting from 11:54.
So where was he at 11:50?
He was at 49.3333056.
Girl, I'm about to put, hold on. It says there's a connection between the fan club members and the article in the newspaper. Okay, if you combine the 2 maps, you will see that Carl only reached the location at 12:04, which is after the fire.
Yeah.
So Carl was not here with a pin at.
Okay, so I think that's the Lens. I think what they're gonna tell us here is that Lens and Earl Fisher were in jail. I think that's what they're gonna tell us.
Okay, exactly. So they were in jail.
So they already put that there.
So now we are down to
Alma,
Henrique, Frida, Walter, and Luke. So Frida was at her apartment because the little kid said so in their diary. Bruna said so in her diary, right? But she came back smelling like gas.
And she got back at night. The baby didn't say what time at night.
At 11:50, Lucas was at the club.
Yeah, so it wasn't Lucas.
That don't mean nothing. So, okay. So these 2 clearly checked into a hotel, wherever these 2 are, on May 30th.
At May 31st.
And they checked out the 31st at, I don't know, it's 6:45.
Ron, Weasley, and Hermione. Why would they use those fake names?
Like they use fake names in the hotel. Okay, so that still don't got nothing to do with the injections, but I can't. Where's the injection? So this is for Walter. His injection times. So for the first and second injection must be 12 hours apart, right? And then the third injection must be. So for 6 days, Walter wasn't taking his medicine. So for him, he wouldn't have been able to do it. He would have been asleep. From the letter, you can see that Alma had an affair, and she sent proof of the charm. Where was this letter sent from? Where's her letter?
It was sent from Mallorca.
How did she get to Mallorca if the flight was canceled? On this, the flight was booked on the 23rd, but it was canceled on the 24th. But that was only for him. Oh, so she still went. She only canceled his ticket. Okay, at that same time, what happened in Mallorca?
Nah, 2 days later, 2 days later, it was a hurricane.
So all the flights was canceled. So she wouldn't have been in town.
Yeah.
And so where's the pen? Oh my God! In that picture, that's the wife. With that man, with Enrique, that's the wife.
You think it's Frida?
That's the wife because it says she smelled like gas. He was at the gas station. She left with him, and they went somewhere.
Like
and she didn't come back until the next day. She was hugging on him, kissing on him.
She could have been doing something.
She smelled like gas. So she is still a suspect. So far, who do you think did it? I think
Bremer set himself on fire.
So we still have Carl.
I don't know. This is confusing. It's not confusing.
We still have Carl, Enrique, and Frida, and Luke.
But we don't have Carl anymore because we already proved that he was driving around.
Oh.
I wish it was Carl though.
So it's Enrique and Frida. Like
it's Enrique or Frida.
Yeah.
But it could be somebody random.
Okay. Who had access to the murder weapon? What was the murder weapon? Matches?
That was on the 30th though, not the 31st. I don't know.
Here's the photo.
Yeah, that was on the 30th. That wasn't on the 31st. So they probably.
But they didn't leave till the next day at 6:45.
Wait. Hold on. Yeah.
It was them two.
No, they couldn't have done it.
Why? Why not?
Because the 31st, 12 a.m. is the 31st. So if they were in here and they didn't leave till the next day, that means she was just cheating on him.
Yeah, but they left on 31st. Didn't the fire happen on the 31st?
12 a.m. Meaning that's the beginning of the 31st.
But that don't mean they checked out. They could have just left. That's when they checked out. They could have just been together at the hotel and left to,
They checking in, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So just because they hotel,
there's no pictures of them leaving.
Okay, the woman in the picture is dressed similarly to the kid's drawing. I didn't even peep that. That's the mama, and that's Enrique.
That's Frida.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. Seems that Joseph Driver had an affair, but at the time of the arson, they were in the hotel room.
Exactly.
Okay.
They didn't leave until later, so the kids did it. Or he did it himself.
He did it himself. He had a cigarette. And he did it.
Yeah. It was an accident. It was an accident to suicide, I think.
I wonder how long it takes people to actually solve these. Because it's taking us quite a minute. For Joseph Bremer, somebody took insurance out on him.
Or his mom.
The insured risks are fire, water storm, haul, break-ins, burglary, damage resulting. Who was it sent to?
And this was taken out 4 days before his death.
So on May 23rd, he had blood deficiency, anemia. You could temporarily go unconscious, avoid areas with low oxygen content.
Frankfurt.
Okay, so yeah, he passed out during the fire.
Maybe nobody killed him. Maybe it was actually an accident.
Okay, so maybe nobody did kill him. There's no way we played this for him to it be an accident.
Como se dice confused?
It might really. Okay, so everybody has an alibi, right? We don't know who had access to, like.
Maybe it's his first wife. The one he didn't know with Frida.
Because everybody had an alibi. Everybody was somewhere doing something. Somebody killed this man.
The strongest alibi is jail. Everything else is substantial. Carl could have had somebody else driving his car.
Lucas could have put a filter over that picture that same time. Okay, so I think that my final verdict, Enrique and Frida killed him.
Okay, I think it was really probably an accident. Joseph did it. I did not.
Okay, wait. It says Joseph Bremer's medical report indicates that he was suffering from iron deficiency. He did not know that, and anemia patients can lose consciousness in case of an insufficient oxygen. All this indicates to Joseph being sensitive to oxygen, he fainted during the fire, he remained unconscious and died. All had different motives and alibi, and only Joseph had no alibi, and apparently he tried to set his house on fire to claim the insurance money so he could pay his debt. Oh, he underestimated the severity of his illness, lost consciousness, and subsequently died in the fire. So the fire victim is the fire starter. I said that though. In the beginning, I was like, he gonna try. He seemed like he was gonna kill himself to like fake his death. So technically, that's what he was gonna do. But he didn't fake his death. But he was trying to set the house on fire. He was really in there that long for him to lose consciousness. Like he really just really to sit down. That's really crazy to me. Wow. So we solved the case.
We didn't solve the case. Well, I mean, we did because you did say it, and
Joseph was just very dumb. And I give this game honestly a 10 out of 10. I had fun. I think I'm gonna play it again.
Another one.
Yeah, I think.
And this time we're not gonna use them.
But these are not like reusable, so I hate that like we wasted so much money. So I guess I can give it to like somebody else and let them solve the case.
Right? It's cheaper than an escape room.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know who you thought did it if you are watching and if you watched to the end, because this was a wild ride. And I'm sorry to our ears and Lynn's. Bye.